What if silence is the loudest teacher? Thich Nhat Hanh, How to Walk, full book summary. Stop just for a moment, right now. Feel the weight of your body in your chair or the solidity of the ground beneath your feet. How many times today have you felt truly present? Not thinking about the email you forgot to send or the dinner you need to cook, but simply here watching this screen, breathing. For most of us, the answer is not enough. We live our lives rushing from one task to the next, treating every moment, even walking, as a bridge to the next destination. Our minds are perpetually on the freeway, speed reading the world, missing the profound beauty hidden in the slow lane. This constant, frantic pace is the silent epidemic of our modern age, robbing us of our joy and our peace, leaving us exhausted but perpetually unsatisfied. But what if the most revolutionary thing you could do was also the most ordinary? What if true awakening wasn't found on a distant mountaintop or through a complicated meditation ritual, but right here, in the simple, rhythmic act of putting one foot in front of the other? Imagine reclaiming the moments you currently waste. Picture the simple act of walking transforming from a means to an end into a sacred, profound meditation. This is not about covering distance. It is about uncovering your true self. It's about arriving home with every single step and realizing that home has been within you all along. This journey begins not with 1,000 miles, but with a single mindful step. Today, we're not just discussing a book. We're inviting you to begin a practice that can fundamentally restructure your relationship with time, stress, and existence itself. We're going to explore the profound, yet utterly simple, teachings of a world-renowned Zen master who showed us that the very ground we walk on is the paradise we've been searching for. He offers us a gentle, yet powerful, path back to ourselves. He teaches us that a single step can be a profound prayer, a radical act of love for the earth, and the clearest mirror to our own wandering minds. This is the practice of mindful walking, and it is the key to unlocking a deeper, more peaceful awareness in every single moment of your hurried life. You are about to learn how to walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. You are about to discover the magic that happens when you allow your body and your mind to arrive in the same place at the same time. The 4 key ideas we'll begin with are: the miracle is not to walk on water, but to walk on earth, the unshakable foundation of breath and step, non-duality, walking as the meditation, and the art of arriving home with every step. Let these concepts settle deeply within you, for they are the cornerstones of a practice that will redefine your day-to-day existence. We are constantly seeking extraordinary experiences, the big miracle, the grand gesture. We look past the ordinary, believing it to be mundane. The true miracle, however, is not defying gravity, but fully appreciating the gravity that holds us, the earth that supports us, and the life that breathes through us. The Zen master teaches that the greatest miracle is the simple fact that we have feet, we have a path, and we are alive. To walk mindfully is to acknowledge this miracle with every step, feeling the texture of the ground, the warmth of the sun, and the coolness of the air. It is a profound, non-verbal prayer of gratitude for the earth, the ultimate foundation of our existence. By focusing on the tangible contact between your foot and the ground, you anchor yourself in reality and transform a routine action into a sacred communion. This shift in perspective is revolutionary. Think about your commute to work or the walk from your car to the supermarket entrance. You are likely on your phone, listening to a podcast, or mentally rehearsing a conversation. The ground beneath you is a blur, a featureless support system. The miracle is missed. A mindful person, however, uses that short walk to feel the unique firmness of the concrete, notice the tiny blades of grass pushing up through the cracks, and acknowledge the incredible geological history beneath their feet. They are, quite literally, walking on a miracle, not rushing past it. The difference is the quality of attention you bring to the ordinary. For your next 5-minute walk, leave your phone in your pocket and silence your inner monologue. Count the first 10 steps in your head, Then stop counting and shift your full attention to the sensation in your foot. Feel the heel strike, the arch flatten, and the toes push off. Imagine you are gently kissing the earth with your foot. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the touch point. This simple act acknowledges the miracle of the earth supporting you. In mindful walking, the breath and the step are not separate activities. They are two sides of the same coin, acting as a single, synchronized unit. The breath is the air moving in and out of your body. The step is the body moving in space. The two are used to mutually regulate and stabilize the mind. By synchronizing the inhale with a set number of steps, say 3 steps for an inhale, and the exhale with another set number of steps, say 3 steps for an exhale, you create a portable anchor. This forced coordination prevents the mind from running ahead into the future or lagging behind in the past. It grounds the mental energy into the physical, rhythmic reality of the present moment, creating an unshakable foundation of presence and calm. This is the core engine of walking meditation, turning mere locomotion into deep spiritual practice. We often find ourselves in conflict with our physical rhythm. When we are angry or anxious, our steps become choppy and fast, and our breath becomes shallow and rapid. This negative loop feeds the emotional fire. Imagine receiving a stressful email. Instead of immediately reacting, you get up and walk a short distance, consciously slowing your steps and lengthening your breath to match a 4-step inhale and a 4-step exhale. By physically altering your rhythm, you gently interrupt the emotional reaction and restore a sense of inner balance before you even type a reply. The coordinated rhythm is the switch that turns off the panic mode. Identify a regular, short walk you take every day, e.g., from your desk to the kitchen or from your car to the front door. Before you start, take 3 conscious, deep breaths. Now begin walking and experiment with a rhythm. Inhale for 3 steps, exhale for 3 steps. Repeat this pairing for the entire walk. The steps should feel soft and deliberate. If 3 steps feel too fast, try 2. The goal is flow, not speed. Make this the first thing you do when you feel stress begin to rise. In many spiritual traditions, meditation is seen as a formal, seated practice, separate from daily life. The Zen master challenges this duality. He teaches that walking is the meditation. It is not a preparatory exercise for meditation, nor is it a break from it. There is no separation between the person walking and the path, the body moving and the mind observing. The entire universe is contained within the simplicity of the foot meeting the earth. When the mind is fully invested in the present moment of walking, the external action and the internal awareness become one seamless experience. This realization, known as non-duality, means you don't have to carve out time for meditation. You simply need to bring the quality of meditative awareness to your walking. Your whole life becomes the practice. Consider an evening walk in the park. The non-dual approach means you are not thinking, "I am walking while meditating." Instead, the walk itself is the meditation. The sound of the leaves, the feel of the cool air, the movement of your legs, all are the objects of your meditation. There is no subject-object separation. If a thought arises, "I wonder what's for dinner," you don't judge it. You simply notice it is not the step and gently return your attention to the rhythm and the touch. The practice is the life, and the life is the practice. Choose a scenic or naturally quiet path. As you walk, dissolve the word meditating from your mind. Instead, use your senses to absorb the environment fully. What colors do you see? What smells do you perceive? What is the feeling of the light on your skin? Dedicate your entire walking time to purely experiencing the act of walking and the environment of the path. Let the meditation happen naturally as a result of complete presence, rather than forcing it as a separate mental exercise. In our hurried existence, we are always trying to get somewhere else. We treat the present moment as a mere transit lounge, a place to tolerate until we reach our desired destination, be it the weekend, a promotion, or retirement. This mindset creates perpetual anxiety because happiness is always postponed. The core teaching of arriving home with every step is a radical reorientation of our concept of time and destination. It means recognizing that the destination is already here, that true peace and happiness are not found at the end of the journey, but within the journey itself. Home is the present moment. By walking mindfully, you are consciously choosing to arrive in the now, making the place you are walking from and the place you are walking to irrelevant. You are simply here, and here is all you ever truly need. A child walking across a field is often fully present. They might stop to pick up a stone, examine a beetle, or simply feel the sun. They are not thinking about what they will do when they get to the other side. An adult, however, walks across the same field thinking about their calendar. The child has already arrived home. The adult is still traveling. To practice this art, you consciously release the internal rush. When you take a step, you affirm, "I have arrived. I am home." This is an act of self-love, recognizing that your complete, whole self is available to you right now, not later. Before you begin your next walk, pause and verbally state, even if quietly, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm already here." As you walk, mentally repeat the phrase, "I am home," as often as you can. If you catch yourself worrying about the future, stop, take 3 mindful steps, and start again with the affirmation, "I am home." The goal is to train your mind to associate the physical act of walking with the mental state of being fully present and at peace. Mindful walking is not just a personal psychological technique. It is a profound ecological and spiritual practice. The Zen master encourages us to imagine that our feet are gently kissing the earth with every step, treating the ground with the utmost tenderness and respect. This metaphor embodies the principle of non-harm and deep reverence for the planet. When you walk quickly and unconsciously, you are pounding the ground, creating friction both externally and internally. When you walk slowly, deliberately, and with awareness, your steps become a light caress. This practice cultivates a genuine, visceral connection to the living earth, fostering a sense of interdependence rather than separation. It transforms our movements from extraction, taking space, to contribution, giving presence. When you see a construction worker hurriedly stomp across a field, or a hiker rushing along a trail, the act of walking is one of utility and conquest. Conversely, think of an elderly person walking slowly and carefully, perhaps with a cane. Their caution naturally makes their steps more respectful of the ground. When we adopt the kissing the earth mindset, we bring that same care to every surface, concrete, tile, or soil. We are actively choosing to leave a lighter, more conscious footprint, recognizing that the earth is not a dead object but a living being supporting our life. During your next walk outside, look for a stretch of ground that is slightly uneven or naturally soft, like grass or a dirt path. Consciously lift your foot and place it down as gently as you possibly can, as if you are trying not to wake a sleeping baby. Feel the sensitivity required to execute this gentle touch. Acknowledge the earth's gift of support and offer your tenderness in return. Repeat this sentiment for 10 steps. "Thank you, earth. I step lightly." The mind is a relentless producer of noise, a continuous, unedited monologue of commentary, judgment, planning, and reminiscence. This internal dialogue is the primary source of our anxiety and our separation from the present moment. Mindful walking is a powerful practice for achieving the cessation of this noise. By dedicating the full power of your attention to the concrete, physical sensation of the step and the rhythm of the breath, you starve the internal monologue of the energy it needs to thrive. The physical act of walking acts as a gentle yet firm gatekeeper, preventing irrelevant thoughts from dominating the stage. The space that opens up when the noise ceases is not empty. It is filled with the vivid, immediate reality of the present. This is the profound sound of silence. You are walking to the water cooler, and suddenly you remember an embarrassing thing you said 10 years ago. Your mind latches onto it, replaying the scene and generating feelings of shame. An unconscious walker is immediately hijacked by this memory. A mindful walker, however, feels the foot strike the floor. They notice the memory arise, acknowledge it without judgment, and then immediately and firmly return their full attention to the feeling of the next step and the rhythm of the breath. The memory, finding no anchor, simply dissolves, and the silent, present reality reclaims its dominance. Set aside 10 minutes for a deliberate, slow walk. Challenge yourself to walk without uttering a single word in your mind. Every time a thought, a memory, a plan, a judgment arises, do not follow it. Instead, mentally say return and immediately focus intensely on the sound of your foot lifting and the feel of your foot landing. This is not about stopping thoughts, which is impossible, but about choosing not to follow them and using the step as your point of return. The Zen master's teaching is built on the concept of interbeing or interdependent co-arising, which is the realization that nothing exists independently. The act of walking, seemingly simple, is a profound expression of interbeing. When you take a step, you are using the air to breathe, the earth to stand on, the sun which fueled the food you ate, your ancestors who gave you your body, and countless other conditions. The foot itself is a convergence point for the entire cosmos. To walk mindfully is to perceive this vast interconnectedness in the small, singular act. You are not just a separate entity moving across a separate ground. You are an event in the continuous flow of life, deeply connected to everything around you. This realization dissolves the feeling of loneliness and separation. You are walking through your neighborhood. An unmindful person sees only houses, cars, and pavement. A person practicing interbeing sees the sun that allowed the plants in the garden to grow, the water cycle that created the rain on the sidewalk, the labor of the workers who laid the asphalt, and the legacy of the forest that was cleared to build the homes. Every element of the walk is a teacher, an essential part of the picture. The feeling of the step is a reminder that the world is walking with you, not just under you. During your walk, pick a moment to stop and look at your own foot on the ground. Take a moment to mentally list 3 things that are not your foot but are absolutely necessary for your foot to be there, and for you to take the next step, e.g., the sunlight, the rain, the work of the shoemaker. Contemplate how your next step is a thank you to these things. Turn your simple walk into a moving meditation on interdependence. We often think of walking meditation as a purely selfish act, a way to gain personal peace. However, its true power lies in its capacity for selfless action. When you achieve stability, solidity, and peace in your step, that energy radiates outward. You become a steady, non-anxious presence in the world. Imagine being a pillar of calm amidst a chaotic environment. This stability is a direct gift to those around you. When you walk mindfully and peacefully, you are offering a tangible, though non-verbal, teaching of presence to everyone who sees you. Your inner calm becomes a soothing balm for the collective anxiety. Walking mindfully is an act of deep, quiet compassion, stabilizing the self so that it may better serve the world. Think about walking into a stressful environment, like a hospital waiting room or a chaotic office floor. An anxious person walking quickly adds to the palpable energy of stress. A person who walks slowly, with balanced steps and steady breath, subtly lowers the energy of the room. By being unhurried and present, they demonstrate a quality of peace that is infectious. Their solid presence acts as an anchor in the storm, reminding others, even unconsciously, that stability is possible. This is the silent gift of the mindful walker. Before entering any public or busy space, e.g., a store, a meeting, a crowded street, take 10 slow, conscious steps. Dedicate these steps not to your own well-being, but to the well-being of others in that space. Visualize the peace and solidity from your core extending to them with every step. When you enter the space, maintain the slow pace and soft gaze, using your presence as a quiet offering of calm and stability. Mindful walking is not an escape from suffering. It is a way to tenderly embrace it. We all carry within us seeds of pain, anger, anxiety, and grief. When these seeds are watered by unconsciousness, they bloom into great suffering. When we walk mindfully, we create a safe space for these difficult emotions to be acknowledged, recognized, and held. The rhythmic, solid, and gentle step provides a container of stability for the fragile or painful aspects of ourselves. We don't try to push the pain away. We walk with it, treating the suffering within as a small, wounded child we are carrying home. This is the practice of caring for our internal weather. The solidity of the earth and the step becomes the stability to hold the internal storm. You are feeling a knot of sadness in your chest related to a recent loss. An unconscious reaction might be to distract yourself with food, screens, or frantic activity. A mindful walker, however, acknowledges the sadness. They choose a quiet path, and with every step, they mentally acknowledge the feeling. Hello, sadness, I know you are here. I will walk with you. They may even dedicate a certain number of steps to that feeling, walking slowly and deliberately, offering the peace of their solid step as a form of comfort to their inner self. The feeling does not disappear instantly, but it is transformed from a frightening enemy into a recognized, embraced part of the self. If you are aware of any emotional pain, stress, worry, mild anger, dedicate your next walk to it. Instead of trying to feel peaceful, simply walk with the feeling. As you inhale, mentally say, I am aware of my sorrow, anxiety. As you exhale, mentally say, I am walking with it gently. Imagine that your steady steps are a warm blanket wrapped around the wounded feeling. Walk for 10 minutes, allowing the movement to gently contain the emotion without fueling it. Each video I share is a seed of awakening. If you wish to walk this journey together, subscribe now. Your one click helps this energy reach more souls. Before we begin, if you'd like to explore how to walk in its full depth and experience the complete teachings and practices beyond this summary, you can get the book through the link in the description below. Your support helps us continue creating spiritual book summaries and meditations that awaken deeper awareness. Every mindful walk begins with the establishment of a clear intention, a conscious decision about why you are walking. An unmindful walk is driven by habit or utility, getting from A to B. A mindful walk is driven by a spiritual intention, such as, I walk to be present, I walk for the peace of the world, or I walk to feel my connection to the earth. This intention acts as the magnetic north for your awareness, constantly pulling the wandering mind back to the practice. The intention infuses the movement with meaning, transforming it from mere exercise into a powerful, directed practice. When the intention is clear, the energy of the walk becomes focused and potent, stabilizing the body and calming the mind with great efficiency. Imagine you are walking into a difficult family gathering. If you walk in without intention, you are vulnerable to the chaos. If you set the intention, I walk to be a source of calm and peace, your steps immediately become slower, more measured and solid. The walk itself becomes a brief, powerful ceremony of grounding. This intention setting doesn't just change the walk, it changes the way you show up to the event, ensuring that your energy is restorative rather than reactive. The clear intention is a shield and a blessing. Before your next walk, even a short one to the mailbox, pause for 30 seconds and clearly articulate your intention. Write it down or say it out loud. Choose an intention related to the feeling you want to cultivate, e.g., I walk to feel joy, or I walk to be solid. As you take your first 3 steps, mentally repeat the intention. Whenever you lose focus, bring the phrase back to your mind and let it recenter your physical movement and breath. A gatha is a short, mindful verse or poem used in Zen practice to bring attention to a specific action. In mindful walking, using a gatha, a phrase or two that you mentally repeat, often synchronized with the breath or step, serves as a beautiful, rhythmic tool for presence. The gatha acts as a positive counterpoint to the mind's usual negative chatter. It is a lyrical anchor that keeps the mind from drifting. By focusing the attention on the simplicity and repetition of a phrase, you unify the body and mind in a powerful, gentle harmony. The repetition is not mechanical. It is a sacred chant, turning the walk into a moving prayer. Many people walk while listening to music with potentially negative or chaotic lyrics, which reinforces a scattered mind. The gatha is a powerful, self-created inner music. A simple gatha might be, in breath deep, out breath slow, or synchronized with the steps. Step 1, I am. Step 2, solid. Step 3, I am. Step 4, free. The rhythm and the content of the gatha become the primary focus, creating an immersive, calm reality that is immune to external distraction. The gatha is your own, personal, mobile sanctuary. Choose a simple, positive phrase of 4 words, e.g., Peace is every step. Synchronize this gatha with your steps, 1 word per step. Walk and repeat the phrase silently for 5 minutes. If you find yourself losing the rhythm or the meaning, pause, take a deep breath, and start the gatha again from the first word. Notice how the simplicity of the phrase acts like a lullaby for the restless, adult mind, lulling it into a state of present moment awareness. When you walk mindfully, you are not just changing your inner state, you are subtly transforming the very environment through which you move. The Zen master teaches that every conscious step can bring freshness and solidity to the world. A step taken in anger or rush pollutes the air with hurried, anxious energy. A step taken with peace, awareness, and lightness creates a ripple effect of calm. This idea encourages us to see ourselves not as passive observers, but as active participants in the creation of a peaceful world. By offering your solidity to the earth, you are creating a small pocket of peace that can be felt by others and, in turn, helps to nourish the collective consciousness. Every step is a vote for peace. Imagine walking through a patch of brown, neglected earth. If you walk across it carelessly, you are reinforcing the neglect. If you walk across it with the intention of freshness, imagining that your step is an act of nourishment, the quality of your presence changes the experience. You are not only appreciating the earth, but actively contributing a sense of mindful care to it. This act is not magical, but it is deeply energetic. You are changing the internal environment you bring to the external space, and that internal change is palpable. During your next outdoor walk, choose one small, neglected area, a single patch of weeds, a dirty corner, a fallen leaf. Walk past it 5 times. Each time you pass it, consciously feel that your steps are bringing freshness and life to that spot. Your goal is to walk in such a way that your presence itself feels like a gentle blessing. Observe how this intention changes the quality and the lightness of your step. The world does not change instantly, but your relationship to it does. In a world obsessed with movement, the mindful practice of stopping is a revolutionary act. Stopping does not mean resting, but rather pausing the frantic motion of body and mind to allow realization to bloom. This brief, intentional halt creates a small, sacred space of zero momentum, where you can fully recognize the present moment, evaluate your internal state, and gently recalibrate your intention. When we walk mindlessly, we are simply carrying our past and our anxieties into the future. When we stop, we break that chain. The pause allows us to ask, am I present? Am I peaceful? What is happening inside me right now? The stopping is a fundamental teaching that reminds us that progress in mindfulness is often achieved not by doing more, but by pausing to be. You are walking quickly through a busy mall, overwhelmed by the sensory input and the crowds. You feel a knot of tension forming in your stomach. Instead of hurrying through it, you deliberately stop next to a store window. You don't look at the display, you just stop. You take one deep, slow breath and simply feel the ground beneath your feet. This micro-pause breaks the cycle of sensory and mental overload. You don't have to stay there long. One conscious, solid breath while stopped is often enough to restore the stability and allow you to continue your walk with renewed presence, having shed the momentary anxiety. During your regular walking time, set your phone timer to randomly vibrate every 3-5 minutes. When you feel the vibration, immediately stop where you are. Close your eyes for 3 seconds and take one full, intentional breath, mentally saying, stop, be present. Do not analyze or think, just stop. After the breath, open your eyes and continue your walk. The random element will train your mind to be ready for the pause at any time, deepening your present moment awareness. How we see the world profoundly impacts how we walk through it. The Zen master encourages the practice of the soft gaze, or half-closed eyes. When we walk with a hard, focused gaze, our vision is grasping. It is judging, categorizing, and desiring, or rejecting everything it sees. This hard focus fuels the mental monologue. The soft gaze, however, is relaxed, gentle, and non-discriminating. You see the general outline of things, but do not latch onto any specific object. This practice shifts your seeing from an intellectual activity to a meditative one. It creates a space between you and the object of your sight, allowing you to walk without being constantly pulled away by external stimuli, and keeping your inner attention focused on the core rhythm of the step and the breath. When you are driving on a highway, your focus is sharp and narrow. You are looking for specific threats and signs. This is a hard gaze. When you are looking at a beautiful landscape, your gaze is wide, soft, and encompassing. This is the quality to bring to your walk. Instead of staring fixedly at the path 3 feet in front of you, allow your gaze to rest gently 10-15 feet ahead. Let your peripheral vision take in the colors and movements without the mental need to name or judge them. You are seeing the world as a whole, rather than as a collection of separate, demanding objects. The next time you walk outdoors, intentionally soften your eyes. Try to walk for 1 minute without mentally nomming or labeling anything you see, e.g., don't think red car or tall tree or cracked sidewalk. Simply allow the visual information to register as light, color, and shape. If your gaze hardens and your mind starts nomming, gently relax the muscles around your eyes and return to the soft, gentle, encompassing view. This trains your eye to be a mirror, not a filter. Many of us live our lives in our heads, disembodied and disconnected from our physical selves. Our minds float above our bodies, constantly analyzing and reacting, leading to a feeling of anxiety and lack of grounding. Mindful walking is the definitive practice for restoring the solidity of the body. The physical rhythm, the connection to the earth, and the synchronization with the breath force the mind to descend and reconnect with the physical reality of the present moment. The body is the anchor, and the solid step is the chain securing the anchor. The feeling of physical stability is what allows the mental instability to dissolve. When your body is solid, your mind naturally follows suit. You become a pillar of stability in your own life. Think of a time you were extremely nervous, perhaps giving a presentation. Your heart races, your hands shake, and your body feels insubstantial. The first thing a mindful person might do is press their feet firmly into the ground. In walking, you are consciously creating this feeling of pressure and solidity with every step. You feel the heel, the ball, the toes, a complete, solid connection. When you walk from the parking lot to the office, you are not just a mind carrying a body. You are a solid, grounded being, and this physical truth creates a mental resilience that shields you from the day's turbulence. Stand up and feel your feet. Distribute your weight evenly. Now take 3 very slow steps. With the intention of creating maximal solidity, press your foot down firmly, as if you are trying to leave a clean, lasting print in the wet cement, but without any force or aggression. Focus on the word solid as your foot connects with the ground. Walk with the explicit goal of physically feeling the weight, stability, and substance of your own body. Practice this until the feeling of solidity becomes a default mental reference for your walk. In its most advanced form, mindful walking becomes an act of giving, a celebration of life that benefits all beings. The Zen master encourages us to dedicate the joy and peace generated by our mindful steps to the benefit of others, our loved ones, our community, and the world itself. The idea is that the energy of our presence is a tangible force. When we walk mindfully, we are not just accumulating peace for ourselves. We are creating a reservoir of calm that can be drawn upon by others. We walk for the fresh air, for the beautiful trees, for the children of the future. This transforms the practice from a selfish pursuit into a joyful, compassionate offering, imbuing the simple act with vast and limitless meaning. You are walking with a friend or a child who is rushing or talking anxiously. If you match their anxious pace, you reinforce their stress. If instead, you choose to walk slowly and peacefully and dedicate your steps to their well-being. I walk to be peaceful for my friend. Your grounded presence acts as a silent invitation for them to slow down and join you in the present moment. They may not understand the practice, but they will feel the calming energy of your solid, unhurried steps. Your walk becomes a quiet teaching and a spontaneous act of love. Before your next walk, choose one person or one cause, e.g., world peace, the healing of an anxious mind, or the end of hunger, and dedicate your entire walk to it. Mentally frame your steps as an offering of peace and solidity to that chosen recipient. As you walk, feel the steps as light and joyful. Let the joy generated by your presence flow outward. When you feel the joy, silently say, "May this peace be for recipient." Practice this selfless walking until you realize the joy of giving is inseparable from the joy of being present. The journey we have walked together is not just a summary of a book. It is an invitation to a lifetime of revolutionary living. The greatest realization you can take from this practice is that you do not need to seek a distant, extraordinary experience to find peace. The miracle is already here, residing in the simple, profound act of your feet touching the earth. The path to awakening is not paved with grand gestures, but with tiny, conscious steps. Every time you consciously synchronize your breath and your step, you are restoring the harmony of your being. Every time you pause to feel the solidity of the ground, you are reclaiming your power from the relentless grip of the past and the future. Your walking is your opportunity to heal the self and the world. By choosing to walk in a way that kisses the earth, that carries your suffering with tenderness, and that offers peace to those around you, you transform the mundane into the sacred. This is a continuous practice, not a one-time fix. There will be times when your mind races, when your steps are hurried, and when the earth feels distant. This is normal. The practice is simply to recognize this wandering and gently return to the rhythm of the step and the breath. Do not judge your failures, celebrate your return. Now take this knowledge, not as information to be filed away, but as a practical, immediate tool to be integrated into your life. The next time you leave your seat, the next time you walk down the hall, the next time you step outside, remember that the ground is your home, the step is your anchor, and the present moment is your destination. Here are your calls to action, the practical steps to solidify this commitment. The 3-step pledge. Beginning today, for every transition you make, from one room to another, from one task to the next, dedicate the first 3 steps to a mindful connection with the earth. Feel the full, deliberate weight of your body landing on the ground. The 5-minute anchor. Commit to one 5-minute mindful walk per day, every day for a week. With a clear intention, I walk to be solid. Use the 4-step inhale, 4-step exhale technique as your central anchor. The inner dialogue fast. For 1 hour tomorrow, challenge yourself to interrupt your inner chatter every time you walk. Use the mental phrase, "Return to the step," as your only mantra, thereby creating small moments of profound inner silence. The gift of peace. Choose one person in your life who is struggling and dedicate your next full mindful walk to them, sending them the peaceful, solid energy of your steps. Walk not just for yourself, but as an act of selfless love. Each video I share is a seed of awakening. If you wish to walk this journey together, subscribe now. Your one click helps this energy reach more souls. If this message resonated with you and you feel called to go deeper, follow the link in the description to get your copy of How to Walk by Thich Nhat Hanh. Every purchase made through that link supports this channel and helps us share more timeless teachings of peace, stillness, and awakening. Take a breath, click the link below, and begin your own journey into how to walk. Thank you for watching. If this touched you, please subscribe, leave a comment, and like the video. Let's keep awakening together.